Hey guys, my name is Lindsay Lombardi. I'm a fit life coach. I'm just a busy girl who took a leap of faith, and I invested in my own mental and physical growth. And I was able to find my freedom, and now I help others do the same. Today, I want to just talk about the best low price or free entrepreneur tools that I use. If you are a newbie entrepreneur and you just want to begin using the best tools with really the most bang for your buck, I created a simplified list that I made based on my top recommendations on what I use. First up, we're going to talk about communication and meetings. Basically, if you want to communicate using video conferencing over the web, I use Zoom. I think it offers private, what I like about it, reusable lines, which is great for utilizing a vanity domain name that I like to use. So I purchased a domain name that I send people to when they're ready to chat with me online. You can have, there's many different ranges of participants based on which plan that you have. And plans range anywhere from free to $49 a month, again, based on participants and some of your needs. Next up is content creation. So this is something that I'm pretty passionate about because I was not very creative when I first started my business. I didn't have any design experience. And when I found out about Canva, I started using Canva, and then eventually I also used PicMonkey for maybe some more specific needs that I might have. And they both create professional looking images within minutes and just a few drag and drops. So they use drag and drop functioning. Both Canva is free, PicMonkey can be free, but there's also some upgrades that ranges anywhere from free to $7.99 a month. We're going to talk a little bit about CRM, customer relationship management databases, and email automation or email marketing. I'm using ActiveCampaign right now. It's really your one-stop shop for marketing automation and CRM with no setup costs, which is, I think, a great deal for a lot of these programs. Most programs in the industry can be very expensive monthly, and they'll have a very huge startup cost that can be like $1,000 even. With ActiveCampaign, it ranges from, again, $9 to $149 a month, really depending on the needs and the number of contacts that you have. And I think this is a great steal compared to something like Infusionsoft or Greenrope. Next is e-commerce and making online payments. So I want to talk a little bit about Shopify, because if you have a need for maybe a complete e-commerce solution where you want to have an entire store to sell your goods and you need to create your site around that, you can do that. You can organize your products, you can customize your entire storefront, you can accept your credit card payments all under one house. And that's with just a few drag and drop clicks of the mouse. If you only, and that's for Shopify, but if you only need a payment processor, then Stripe is much more simpler and lower fee compared to something like PayPal. What I love about it is that it includes advanced fraud protection, and it also has a recurring billing feature that are both free. Transaction fees are very comparable to PayPal, but a lot of the other fees are free. So I like Stripe over PayPal. Also, for file sharing and storage, many of us use Google Docs. I use Google Drive, and I use Dropbox. So for Google Drive, I use the free version, and for Dropbox, I use a paid version for $9.99 a month. They're both file storage services that sync files between your folders and your devices via a cloud. Google Drive is unique because it's more of an office suite, so it allows you to kind of create documents right from there using documents, spreadsheets, presentations, forms. Whereas Dropbox is mainly just to save documents and share documents. Both of these range from free to $10 a month for various storage amounts, so they're a great deal. Next is, we're going to talk about some outsourcing needs. So if you're looking for a virtual assistant or someone to help design a logo, you can hire a freelancer virtually using these services like Fiverr or Odesk, as low as $5, which is where Fiverr got its name originally. And you can kind of barter with different people who are, located all around the world, and, see which services you're willing to pay and how much you're willing to pay. Next up is something that we forget about sometimes, and that's for free education and free e-learning. So I'm guessing you've heard of google.com before, but sometimes we need to be reminded that every question that we have is really just seconds away from an answer via Google. So it's awesome that we can, that we have this amazing asset at our fingertips at any second of the day. As far as project workflow and maybe tasks, so I just learned about a new app called Trello. I also use Apple Notes. So with the Apple Notes app is great for making just short text notes, which can be which sync between devices using Apple's iCloud service. And I love syncing all of my notes instantly right from my MacBook Air to my iPhone. Whereas Trello is more of a workflow tool that tells you what's being worked on, who's working on what, and where something is in the process. This is great if you are if you're working on with teams of people. And the great thing about both of these apps is that they're both free. Lastly, I'm going to talk a little bit about social media. So both Hootsuite and Buffer are social media management tools that allow users to schedule and post updates to any pages or profiles all from one place. So you can, maybe if you want to get certain information out there and you want to post it all at once across the board, it's a great tool. But I have a caveat to this. I personally learned the hard way that if you kind of do too much of that, like pre-scheduled, pre-posted, or relying on just getting very basic content out there too often cannot be great for your brand. So I've started to not kind of utilize these as often, and maybe for very specific reasons. Like I don't want to be too dependent on them, because I realized that it wasn't, posts weren't doing as well. However, the caveat to this is that if you do test some of your posts through these services, it can be very helpful for the analytics part of it. And prices range from free to $99 a month for your basic small business needs. So you can kind of figure out and gauge, but it doesn't take the place of you actually, creating your own content. So I know that some people, this can look like a great shiny object if you feel like you are not great at creating content. However, you don't want to really use it for that part, but maybe more for just the posting part. So these are many of my favorites. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any others to add to this list, please share with our community. And guys, thank you so much for jumping on with me today. I hope you found this very helpful, and I hope it saves you some time and money, and we'll see you next time.